Hello guys, this time I'm gonna show you how to install new breaker on your panel, circuit breaker. As you can see, we already run the wire through the ceiling. So this is the panel, and the panel is full, so we don't have any empty slot where we can put the breaker on the new breaker. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a duplex breaker, which is something like that. It's a double breaker, right? So we're gonna get one of the single breakers, regular breaker like that one. We're gonna take it out, then we're gonna replace it for a double breaker. Okay, so let's take the cover out. Don't forget, always wear gloves. That's very important, especially because we are um, dealing with electricity right now. You don't want to get shocked. This is the panel. This time we're not gonna turn the power off, but I suggest that you do it. Turn the whole breaker off. Okay, so do you see? As you can see, these holes right here, these plates, these round plates. We're gonna pop the plate out in order to insert our wire connector. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a screwdriver and you're gonna hit it. This time we're gonna hit it from the outside, and when you hit it, it's gonna come loose. So when it's loose, you're gonna use pliers. Okay, I'm gonna hit it. Okay, it's loose, and we are using right now needle nose pliers. And make sure that every tool that you have, it has plastic or rubber at the ends. Okay, don't use anything that has metal on the end, so you don't want the tool to be a conductor of electricity. All right, so this is the insert that we're gonna use. Is a wire connector. I think it's a knockout 1/4 of an inch, which it has a nut that you're gonna take off, and the nut is gonna be on the inside of the panel. Okay, so you're gonna insert the connector from the outside, then just be careful, just place the nut and start tightening. So make sure it's tight. You can use pliers also. You gotta make sure that the screws, that's the nut right there, and the screws that are on the connector are facing to you, facing out, so you'll be able to tighten later, because that's where the wire is gonna be running through. Okay, when you have that complete, the next step is to bring our wire down. So we have the wire right there. Okay, and now we're gonna drive our wire through the connector. Alright, so just be careful, do this nice and slow, don't rush. Remember, you are working on the main panel, okay? So take your time. We're gonna drive the wire through. And we're gonna pull the wire nice and easy. Remember, turn the main breaker off. This time I'm not doing it because I can cut the power of the whole house, but if you can do it, just get a flashlight to light your work. Right, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna peel the wire. Okay, so with a shear-rock knife we're gonna we're gonna run the knife along the middle of the wire. Okay, in this case we are using 12-2 gauge wire, which that means that the breaker that we need to use is a 20 amp. Okay, if you are using 14-2 wire, you need 15 amp breaker. Okay, so depends on what you're using is what you're gonna need. Alright, so I'm running 12-2 wire, so I need a 20 amp break. Alright, so cut the skin of the wire, cut the paper too. So now you're gonna end with 3 wires, which is the black, the white, and the ground. Okay, hot, common, and the ground. So I have a screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver. We're gonna tighten the connector so the wire won't move from place. Nice and easy. So this is your hat, your black wire. The black wire is the one that is going to be attached to the breaker. This time it's a double breaker, so the breaker that we're going to take out, when we lose that wire, both of those wires going to be on the same breaker. Okay, I mean it's a double breaker, so you got the idea. So that's the white and that's the ground. Okay, now the next step is the ground wire is gonna go there where the grounds are, and the white wire is gonna follow the other white and be connected on the other side. Okay, and the black wire is gonna be connected to the new breaker. Alright. Okay, now we gotta decide the length of the ground wire because we don't need it that long. So we're gonna cut the ground wire okay, then we're just gonna bend the end. I'm gonna make like not a hook, but we're just gonna bend it. Okay, I don't know if you are able to see it right there. Okay, then we're gonna find one of those screws on the left where the grounds are attached. So in this case, pretty much all of them have a wire, we don't have an empty one, so we're gonna lose one. Some of them are thicker than others, the bolt that is in there, so let's find one of the thick ones and lose this bolt. Remember, just be very careful. Okay, now the screws, the bolt is loose, and we're gonna use our pliers to help us to reach in there. Then the wire is on place. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. The wire is right there. You can see the wire. Okay, we're gonna straight the wire. Then start tightening. You don't want to leave it loose. You also don't want to over tie. Okay. Then try to push your wire to be neat with the other ones. Okay. Then the next step is the white wire, which is gonna go to the right. Okay, just follow the other wires, try to be neat again. Then you may gonna have to go behind other wires in order to keep it in place. Okay, now the wire is to the other side of the panel. Okay, then same thing, I'm gonna make sure that the length is right. Then we're gonna find a bolt on the right side where the white wires are. As you can see, same thing, everything is full, but we're gonna lose this one. Okay, so we're gonna lose the bolt or the little screw. Remember, all the screwdrivers, pliers, anything that you use, make sure that it has a plastic or rubber end to avoid any contact with the metal to metal. Okay, now we're gonna calculate the length of the wire. Then we're gonna bend it. We're gonna cut. Then we're gonna strip the end 3/4 or 1 inch is good enough. You don't have to strip that much. Okay, okay, now using your pliers, you're gonna do the same thing. You can use your hand like I'm doing it. I mean, I'm pretty confident doing it that, but if you want to use your pliers, is better. Now that the wire, the white wire is in place, just tighten the bolt. Make sure that everything is nice and neat. You see, that's my wire. Okay, now the next step is to decide which breaker we're gonna take off. So in this case I'm gonna do the 4 breaker from the bottom. We're gonna turn it off, then we're gonna proceed to loose the breaker. Okay, so just put pressure on it to the left and it's gonna come off. As you can see, it's loose already. Alright, so now we're gonna take the breaker out. And this is the breaker that we're gonna put. It's a double 20. The one that we are taking off is a 20 amp also. So if the case will be that this will be a 15 amp, we just needed a different breaker, which is a duplex 15 and 20 amp, but this is double 20. Okay, so because both of the wires are 12 too. So let's take a closer look at the breaker. Again, it's a 20 amp, and you see the screw right there, the screw. We gotta lose the screw in order to pull the wire out. Alright, so using a flat screwdriver, we're gonna lose the screw, pull the wire. Now the breaker is off. Then our new breaker. First we're gonna put the wire back into the new breaker, tighten. Do not over tighten, but also don't leave it loose. Okay, so nice and tight. Make sure it's not loose. Okay, so now we're gonna measure the length or calculate the length of our hot wire. Okay, also it's gonna run down following the other black wires. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna calculate the length by placing it in front of the breaker. Cut the wire, strip the end, again 3/4 of an inch maybe. Okay, you can see that's what it is. We're gonna cut a little bit off because I think it's too long what we cut. Then we're gonna grab the breaker, place the wire into the other screw, tighten. We're gonna tighten. Remember, you don't want it to loose, you don't want to over tighten also. Okay, make sure that it's in place that the wire is not loose. Now we gotta make sure that the breaker is off, mean that it's gotta be, the switch is gonna be turned to the left. In this case you're gonna see, I mean, it says on and off. And now as you can see, the tail of the back of the breaker is like a little hook right there that goes on the slot. Okay, so insert that side first, slide it in place, then when it's in place you just gotta push in. That's it. Okay, now it's in place. Make sure that it's not loose, it's not coming off. Okay, now we gotta make sure that the hot wire, the black wire that we just installed on the breaker, we're gonna make sure that it's nice and neat with the other wires. Now turn the breaker back on, the one that it was dead already. We're gonna leave ours, the new one, off because I still gotta do some work upstairs, but that's pretty much it. Now let's put the cover of the panel back. This is how you install a new breaker into your main panel. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give me a like, leave comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching.